All right. It is almost 5 past, so we can go ahead and get started. My name is Amber Abunassar, and I am an enrollment coordinator here for Northern California in the Pacific Northwest. And I am very excited to share with you all what we have in store for summer 2023. I personally got to live abroad myself in Spain for 3 years, so I love sharing with other people our opportunities that we have to study abroad. So to get started, if you do have any questions, feel free to put any questions in the chat. My colleagues Levi and Trisha are here to help. So feel free to put in the chat if you have any pending questions. But of course, at the end of the presentation, we're also going to address some questions as well. So if you can hang tight, that would also be great. Before we dive in, I'd like to show you a collaboration of TikTok videos we did this past summer. These are all created by our alumni, and we ran a contest this past summer. And our marketing team was able to select a lot of the photos, and we ran a contest for whoever's video was selected. They won $10 per video. So just to give you a sneak peek of what it's like to study abroad with us, I'm gonna share this with you. I hope you enjoyed that and gives you a quick glimpse of what it's like of the daily life studying abroad with us during the summertime. So here are a couple of inspirational quotes from our alumni, and just wanted to share with you all because I feel that they're very inspiring and hope that they will inspire you in some way. But our alum Mike shared that he absolutely loved CIE, that it changed his life, and he's visiting his host family again in December, and he misses them. And I think one really great aspect of studying abroad, I think not only are the friends that you make, but I think the connections that you make with the locals. And it's like having a home away from home, and you have those friendships and connections for a lifetime. And as I mentioned before, you also get to meet people from all over, everywhere across the US, and we even have some international students. So it's a really great way to make connections with others that you may not have even met before. A good example, I'm originally from North Carolina, and I lived in Spain, and all of my friends that I made that I knew in California, I met in Spain, way across the other side of the country. So it's definitely a really great way to make the world smaller. And this student, Quinn, shared that it was a great life-changing experience that really pinpointed exactly what she wanted to do in her life and gave her a direction to pursue her passion. And I think study abroad is really great for that reason. Even if you have an idea of what you want to do after high school or have no idea what you want to do after high school, I think study abroad gives a really great sense of direction for that reason. So we do have over 30 locations across the world for our study abroad programs. And I would like you all to take a quick moment. I would like you to look at our map, and I want you to think to yourself, or if you have anyone next to you, talk with them, and put in the chat, if you had to study abroad, where would you go? And feel free to share why. But I would definitely love to hear where you guys would love to study abroad. Would anyone like to share? No? That's okay. That is okay. Oh, very nice. Oh, I see some for Arabic language program in Morocco and French culture. Yes. Oh, those are two excellent places for sure. And um, one really neat thing about Morocco is that they speak Arabic and French. So if you wanted to learn both those languages, it would be a really great destination as well. Yeah, Singapore. That's also on my list. That's great. Great, great. Well, thank you all so much for sharing. So let's keep going. So why choose CIEE? Well, we've been around for 75 years. We were established in 1947. So we do have quite the experience in supporting our students 24/7, whether they're studying inbound or outbound. We support over 30,000 students every year, whether they're coming to the US to be foreign exchange students or to attend university, or if it's our high school students or college students studying in other parts of the world. We are a nonprofit organization, and this is a great benefit because we're able to accept donations. And with that said, I'll roll into our scholarship information. We do have a really generous donor, and because of that, we administer the largest amount of scholarships for high school students, which is $5.4 million, which is like no other when it comes to the study abroad world for high school. So what does it look like to study abroad with us in the summertime? Well, so typically we start the morning around, depending on where you go, but it typically starts at about 9 o'clock. You start class, about 2 to 3 hours of interactive classroom instruction. They're very fun. Um, and then after the class time, you get to participate in a cultural activity. That may be a paper fan painting class, it might be a pastry making class in Paris, might be a flamenco dancing classes in Sevilla. It really does vary on where you go, but it's action packed and fun filled. After the cultural activity, students will go have lunch, and then we'll get to have free time during the day. If you want to go do some shopping, you want to grab a cafe, you're more than welcome to. Of course, our students, we always require our students to be at least in groups of 2 or 3, so that they're not alone. They always have supervision, because we will have our program leaders on staff as well. During the weekends is quite fun. They get to do an overnight excursion. So for example, they get to do an overnight excursion. I know that students from Madrid get to travel to Valencia, which is really great. And you also get to do a day trip. So I know in South Korea, they get to go to Nami Island, which is a very famous location in South Korea where they get to, that is famous for K-pop films, is where they film a lot of the movies. So not only are you exploring one great city, but you're exploring multiple great locations within the country. So we have our thematic programs. These are our 3-week programs. And this is a really great way to explore a career or a certain field, even if you're not sure, or if you're even if you're very passionate and know you want to pursue this career. It's a really great way to dive in and really get a head start in that particular topic. For example, I know this year we just opened a fashion design program in Paris, France. We have a wildlife conservation program in Botswana. We also have a Japanese pop culture program in Japan, Tokyo. So there's all sorts of great opportunities if you want to learn business or the arts, sciences, leadership, you name it. So you can earn up to 50 hours of community service hours, and this is excellent for a college application. And it's definitely gives you, makes you shine on college applications. Only about 2 to 3% of high school applications have study abroad experience on there, which is very unique for high school students. And then our 4-week programs. Oh, and a very common question that is asked about our thematic programs, you do not need to know the language of where the program is located, as all of these programs are completed and conducted in English. And with our 4-week programs, these are our language immersion programs, and we offer 7 different languages, which is amazing. We do ask for our French and Spanish programs to have at least 1 year of Spanish and French under your belt. So we do ask to have at least 1 class completed or that you're currently enrolled in order to apply for those. However, the other languages, you could start from scratch. So if you wanted to learn Arabic or Arabic or Japanese or Chinese, you could totally learn from the very beginning, which is amazing. One really great aspect about the language programs is that you get to stay and live with the local, which is amazing. As I mentioned earlier, having your home away from home. This is an excellent way to practice that target language. You have the 24/7 immersion. So you're really, really diving into that language and that culture. And we do ask our students prior to departure, we ask our students to take a proficiency test so we can see where they are with the level, and then we're able to place them in the appropriate classroom amongst other peers with similar language skills. Then after the program, we do ask the students to take the same test again, and studies have shown after those results shows 1 year, 1 month with CIEE is equivalent to a whole year of classroom instruction. So it's amazing. It's a giant growth spurt when it comes to our language programs. Students come back and so confident in the language and really feel that they can hold a conversation and not feel so intimidated, which is amazing. Another great aspect of this program is you can also opt in for 4 college credits through Tulane University. It is a fee of $150, and you would, if you pass the course with CIEE, you will receive an official college transcript in the mail. So of course, we want you to have a great time, but we also want you to have a safe time. So your safety is our top priority. We have chaperoned flights that allow our students to go as a group to the destination, and we have CIEE staff there to help along the way to get to their destination. In any event that a program is canceled due to COVID-19, we will provide you a full refund. So we will definitely have you covered under that. Another really great part that we also have our own travel insurance. It's called iNext, and this is also included in our tuition. Whether any travel hiccups were to arise, life does happen, say someone sprains an ankle, we do have travel insurance that can help with this. And then scholarships. So we do have 2 different types of scholarships with that $5.4 million. We have, first is our Merit and Financial Needs Scholarship. You will need to be a US citizen or a resident in order to qualify. And you can be a sophomore, freshman, or a junior. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, so you can only accept this award once. This covers up to 10 to 100% of the tuition. So it is a really great opportunity, and I always encourage students to apply because you have a 100% chance of not getting it if you don't apply. And the same applies to our merit scholarships as well. Always apply. You never know what could happen. Anyone can apply for our merit scholarships, even seniors and international students. And you can accept this award multiple times if you'd like to come back after the next year. We love having our alum come back. It's excellent. And it's 10% coverage of the tuition with the merit scholarship. So definitely apply. So what do we expect when it comes to applying for a scholarship? What are we looking for? So we do ask for 3 short essay questions. I always say, take out a Word document, look it over, have a peer look it over as well. And it never hurts to have another pair of eyes take a look at this. This is really important to really shine in the application. We need transcripts from your current year. It does not need to be official, but it does need to have your grades and your GPA. We also ask for a teacher recommendation. So say you do apply for a French program, it doesn't necessarily have to be a French teacher to be your teacher recommender. It can be anyone who knows you really well and can advocate and say you would be great at studying abroad. So we've had students even from, they've had their middle school teachers write recommendations for them. So definitely someone who can vouch for you. Terms and conditions, make sure your folks are on board as well and that they can help you too, that they're in agreement with you going to another country. And if you're applying for the Merit and Need Scholarship, we will need a 1040 IRS form for the Financial Need Scholarship. So right now we are rolling admissions. So if you are not interested in a scholarship right now, you can certainly apply. And that goes for the Merit Scholarship as well. We are a rolling basis. So once you apply, you can be notified of your program status within about 2 to 3 weeks and your scholarship status up to 4 weeks. Right now, we do have a promo going on for flight vouchers. We have multiple deadlines. So I have included the QR code here, leading you to that page, giving you more details on that promotion. But I know the next upcoming deadline is February the 5th, and you can be in a raffle for an $800 off voucher for a flight. So the sooner the better, I always say, and it never hurts to put your name in the hat for the raffle. The final scholarship deadline is March the 1st. So definitely be sure to get your applications in by then, and then you will be notified by the scholarship award towards the end of March. And if you'd like to go ahead and start an application, here's another QR code leading to our application portal where you can create a high school summer abroad application. You'll just need to find your favorite program, click apply, and then select your scholarship preferences out of the 3 choices. Yes, so. And of course, if you have any questions along the way, all three of us are happy to help you with every step of the way. That's why we love what we do. We want to make sure that you get to have a summer of a lifetime. So definitely feel free to give us a call or send us an email at the email address listed on the slide. And yeah, we're just very excited for you and look forward to hearing from you. So that is the end of everything I have to share. We're open to answering any questions that you may have right now. And feel free to unmute yourself as well if you'd like to ask a question.
I have a question. Thank you for doing this. What happens, because they have to upload their passport on the application, right?
Correct.
So
for the
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. For the actual passport, if the student is accepted and confirmed, then there will be a new task in their application that will generate, prompting them to upload their passport. But for the actual application itself, it does not ask for a passport.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Just checking in case it comes like after the deadline, because we renewed, so we're still waiting.
No problem. That's fine. We won't ask for that until later anyway. So that's great.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question as well. In terms of applications, can you apply for like multiple programs in terms of preferences, or do you just pick one, or can you like submit for several?
great question. So if you're applying for the merit only scholarship, you pick your one program you want to apply for. If you're direct enroll, not interested in a scholarship at all, you pick one that you're interested in. If you're applying for our merit in need, there is a task that will prompt you to select your top 3 choices.
Okay, thank you so much.
Great, you're welcome.
Hi, I had a question about the you just mentioned the chaperone travel. How does that work?
That's a great question. Yeah. So, well, it depends on where your home airport is. So, for example, say you fly out of San Francisco and the students are traveling to Paris. So, we typically do have a hub airport. Let's say that it's JFK. It normally flies out of the Northeast. So students would first need to fly from their home airport, fly from San Francisco, and then all of the students will meet in the hub airport at JFK. Once they all congregate at this hub airport, then they'll fly together to Paris. And that flight is chaperoned. Couple of days prior to departure, the chaperone will create a group chat notifying students on where to meet, which gate to meet. Students will have t-shirts, so we're able to spot each other as well.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And I had one other question.
Sure.
On the host family, like sort of placement.
Mhm.
If my daughter is wanting to travel with a friend, is it sort of a guarantee that they can be in the same sort of at the same host family, or not always, or how does that work as well?
Sure. There is a task in the application called A Little About You. And the very bottom, they can make a request to be roomed with someone. However, we can't guarantee that they'll be roomed with that requested person, but we do try.
Oh, okay. And then and would they if they weren't with their requested, is it always like multiple, like doubles that are with host families, or it would be like a single student with a family, or up to 3, or how? I guess that varies.
It does vary, but sometimes it can be a single placement, double, and sometimes triple. So they may have other classmates with them in the homestay.
Okay. And potentially the only reason they wouldn't be able to be with sort of a friend is, I don't know. I don't even know what the reason might be. Not enough host families that can handle that or something. But for the most part, when you say you can't guarantee it, is it, I guess maybe you don't know the answer to like the guarantee or not, but just kind of wondering like what the chances are, I guess.
It is difficult to say, because each destination is so unique in that sense, because of housing, depends on how much the host family can actually take care of. So it really does, it depends on mostly availability. So it's difficult to say for every destination.
Okay. I did have one more question. If she's interested in like
that's fine.
Spain one, how many students approximately are doing the June, I think it's like June 10th to I think July 8th, like in general in past years? Is it like 20 kids that are in that one, or 10 or 50, or I had just no idea what size to even like envision?
And what was the program again? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's the Sevilla, Spain. I think it's the language, like kind of Spanish language one in
Yes.
Sevilla.
Oh, what a great choice. Definitely great. So typically, I would say Spain and France and Japan are probably our most popular programs in general. So they do tend to be a little larger. So I'd probably say for Seville, I'd say about 60 students, 50 to 60 students. But since it
Okay.
is a language focused program, we do tend to make the classes smaller. So they tend to be about 20 students, 25 students, because it's a language program. So it's difficult if the size is too large. And then we
Right. So
do.
that's
Oh,
them. So
sorry.
you're assessing them, so they're grouped with kids that are with their level, say.
Sure, definitely. So we do want to make sure that they're placed in the appropriate level. So we really want to tailor to their language needs and make sure that they get the most out of the program. So we do certainly try to tailor the experience for them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So does everyone get accepted to the program? And if not, is there a program that typically you say, oh, sorry, too many?
I mean, there is a point that the spaces do get filled, and there are times that not every student's going to get what their prime choice was. In that event, I mean, they can certainly apply for next year. This early in the season, I definitely say apply as soon as possible because our spaces are getting filled. So I do encourage to apply as soon as possible. Especially if they're interested in Japan, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, great. Are there any other questions?
I was just wondering, and I'm sure this varies program to program, but overall, like, how much emphasis would you say there is on like service learning and volunteering and like the actual coursework versus like, I don't know, kind of more like the tourism aspects of it?
Definitely. We want to make sure, of course, we want to make sure that you have a great time, as it is summertime. So we want to make sure that there's a good balance between everything. So I do know a lot of service programs. They do a big project. So I know, for example, in South Africa, they actually get to help and work in a community garden, which is really great. And they get to interact with a lot of locals that way, which is amazing. I know some service programs, they work in a local school, which is great. So I know some programs, they'll ask you to complete a reflection journal, do a weekly project. So it does vary, but we do strive to make sure that it's balanced. So it's not overload and that you also have a great time. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Let's see. I see someone asked in the chat if I'm applying for a merit scholarship, do I only pick one destination? Yes, that is correct. So if you are applying for a merit only scholarship, you just pick your number one choice when applying for that. Great. Well, if you do have any other questions, I'm going to share with you all our bookings link. So if you would like to schedule a call together, we can certainly discuss further about the programs. I'm going to share my link here. Great.
So sorry, we use that link to schedule a time if we did want to talk more like one-on-one, I guess, with you. Is that?
That's correct. If you'd like to schedule time with myself or any of my coworkers, and we can schedule a time to talk. So
Great.
you're welcome to use that link, or feel free to call the number on the screen as well. So
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to take up this whole call. I also it's about
that's
like
okay.
please, that kind of like the safety part aspect of it, but I didn't want to hijack the whole call. So I mean,
That's okay. I'm also going to share our YouTube channel. This is a really great resource as well, and you can actually see a lot of the orientations with our site staff, and they dive into a little more about that as well. Safety and a lot more site specific questions they might be able to answer for you. So I'm going to share our link to our YouTube channel as well. Oh, yes, that's true. Thank you, Trisha. Also, one last and final thing I'd like to share with everyone, if there are no more final questions, is we also do have alumni who are open to sharing about their experiences as well. So if you're interested in a particular program, or want to learn more about their experiences, feel free to send us an email at that email address listed, and we can connect you with someone who's willing to share. So, well, great. Yes, we will. This recording, this video is recorded, this meeting. So you will be able to take a look, and then you can certainly call this phone number as well. We're open till 7 p.m. Eastern.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Great. Well, thank you all so much for attending, and I'm very excited for you guys, and hope you all get to have a great study abroad adventure. So have a great night, everyone.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.